Super Art ready.
What is up, y'all? Back with another video today, as promised. Also, we're doing R.Mika. So, R.Mika dropped in Street Fighter Alpha 3, which came out in mid 1998. I remember her not being very popular of a character just because her playstyle was a little different for a grappler, and just being like with Zangief, you know, he was like a really strong grappler in that game. He literally does everything better that she can do. Like her flying body splash, it's good, but Zangief's is better. Zangief's throw range is 10 times better than hers. You only notice this when you actually fight against a Zangief player. You'll be like, oh man, all the things I want to do with R.Mika, with, you know, the 360 or the 720 throws, Zangief got you beat. There are very little nuanced things you can do to beat Zangief. Like if he's approaching and jumping in with his body splash, you can beat it with a well-timed down strong punch with R.Mika, or you just do down jab. Down jab will always beat it. Granted, obviously it's not going to do a lot of damage, and it won't be enough to like deter them from jumping at you again. But yeah, she was fun. I started playing R.Mika probably around when the Alpha Anthology dropped. I would mess around with her from time to time. I did have the Japanese copy of Alpha 3 on PlayStation 1, which had the World Tour mode and all the little extras and stuff like that. Obviously, it's not like a perfect arcade conversion. There's animations and things like that missing, but that was kind of always a thing with PlayStation. The Saturn version was actually a lot better, but I didn't have a Sega Saturn, so I couldn't really enjoy that. But yeah, I remember getting it at our local arcade, Roscoe's, and we were all playing it and having a good time with it. The game was fun. It was a lot different too, picking the 3 different isms. So that was cool. Yeah, I started messing with her around the Alpha Anthology era when that came out on PS2, like around 2006, 2007. And I just got really into playing her, and I got really good with her. A lot of people are surprised with how good and effective I use R.Mika. But again, that took lots of practice and just a lot of time putting in, making her work. I actually like how she feels. That was a nice combo I did, and I missed the body splash. Blanca and his weird hitbox. I'm not a fan of Blanca in any game. Anyway, as for the drawing, the pose, I got her doing like a torture act, like Lex Luger. I was watching Lex Luger's interview with Chris Van Vliet, and you know, he was talking about going into the Hall of Fame eventually, and then of course WWE announced he was going into the Hall of Fame. So I was like, well, we should do R.Mika doing like a torture act. Yeah, I remember Lex Luger putting Hogan in a torture act on Nitro to win the title. I think it was actually at the show they did in Michigan, in Pontiac. I believe so. He dropped the belt a week later at the Road Wild pay-per-view, but it was still a cool moment. But yeah, I referenced a photo of Bianca Belair putting Liv Morgan, or setting her up for the KOD, which looks similar to a torture act. Obviously, instead, she just kind of flips you over and slams you face and stomach down. Sort of like a reverse John Cena special, the FU. Or what they call it now, attitude. It's called the FU. It's always called the FU. I'm a fan of old school 05, 06 John Cena. Yeah, so that was sort of the inspiration. I was looking at that and then just figuring out the pose. So right now I'm still doing sort of this semi-detailed sketch of what it's gonna look like. And the woman she's grabbing, just a made-up wrestler I just drew. She's not an actual character in Street Fighter or based on anybody. I just kind of made up an outfit on the fly, to whatever made sense. Working on R.Mika's face, the mask, I was really happy when she came back in Street Fighter V, but I'm so used to her buttons and how she plays in Alpha. She played so different that my brain could never turn off my Street Fighter Alpha 3 brain when I saw R.Mika. So I think right now the only thing that would get me to really play Street Fighter 6 is if they brought her back. Maybe. I tried playing again this weekend and I'm just like, nothing's really wrong with Street Fighter 6 as a game per se. Like, as much as I don't really care for the drive rush, it needs some tweaking. But I noticed people online don't like to run long sets anymore. Like, people are just like leaving. Like, this one guy I played online, he beat me like 2 games and then I beat him the 3rd game and then he just left. Granted, he lost pretty bad that time, but it's like, it's just casual matches. It's not ranked. It's not anything. It's just like nobody was willing to like just run sets and just play. So I'm just, the culture around Street Fighter 6 is a little weird. So I'm just like uninstalled the game again. I'm like, people don't even like playing the game long term. I was messing around with Mai this weekend, so I trying to learn her, but I was just like, she's kind of boring. I'll wait for City of the Wolves. I think she works better in SNK games, which is where she belongs. But yeah, the R.Mika drawing was fun to do. I'd never drawn her before, even though she is one of my favorite like Street Fighter characters. And she's not in a lot of games really. You know, she's only in Alpha 3 and Street Fighter 5. Yeah, I know when she came out of Street Fighter 5, I did main her for a little bit, and she was fun. She was a little busted at times, but then they made some changes to some stuff, and I didn't like it. Like her Irish whip move that she had in SF5, like she would actually make you bounce off the wall. They stopped doing that, and then it was like the move became kind of useless, I think around the beginning of season 2. And it was like, I didn't get why they did that. Like, I really feel like fighting games have an issue with like balancing like characters, and I don't know why. Like, back in the day I could get it because there was no blueprint on how to balance a fighting game, but I think like now like there is a blueprint. Here I am up here beating up Birdie. Anytime he does like the charging bullhead attack, you can block and you get a free 360. You can do like Paradise Hold, or yeah, he just grabbed me. I'm trying to get him to do it in this. Boom, there you go. Daydream headlock, boom, bulldog. So yeah, anytime he does that headbutt, you get a free 360 grab. I missed it there again too. Got him that time. So yeah. I'm not sure the next character I want to do. I kind of want to do an SNK character, so I was thinking about doing either Terry. I may do Terry and Rock Howard, but I'd have to jump on and play Marco the Wolf. City of the Wolves coming out in a few weeks still, but I don't want to wait that long for another video, so we'll see. Maybe I'll do, if I do Terry and Rock, I'll just play Capcom vs SNK2 again, and just record off my laptop or whatever, like I did last time with Chun-Li and Mai. That actually would be probably a good idea anyway. I can do Terry and Rock on the team together. So right now, going over the fine lines, I based her outfit on the Alpha 3 outfit, not the Street Fighter 5. There is a slight difference in it. If you look at some of the detail on the top half of it. Also, she doesn't have the hearts on her like chest area on the Alpha or the Street Fighter 5 version, but she does in Street Fighter Alpha, which I thought was a cool little idea or whatever like that. And I think their little leg wrap things too look a little different in terms of the placement in Street Fighter 5 versus how they look in Alpha 3. But yeah, I favor the Alpha 3 look a little more than the slight variation they did to it in Street Fighter 5. Who we fighting up here? Fighting Rose next. Rose would actually be a good character to draw. I actually drew her in Manat a couple years ago when I was messing around with Street Fighter 5. I thought Manat was a cool character, being like Rose's successor. They should bring her back. advocating for them to bring her back in Street Fighter 6. Like, as cool as that character was, I don't know why she's not back. I don't know why C Viper's not back either from Street Fighter 5 or Street Fighter 4, and Laura from Street Fighter 5. Like, they make some pretty good characters. Capcom make a lot of good female characters, whereas I think SNK does better with the male characters. Like, a lot of the male characters got way more personality and like character designs versus like what Capcom. I don't think Capcom's made a good male character since like Donovan and maybe Akuma. Donovan from Darkstalkers and Akuma, you know, being like the secret boss since like Super Turbo and stuff. I just don't really feel like a lot of the male character designs in the Capcom fighting games have been good or interesting lately. SNK always smokes it. Like, even the dude in like Mark of the Wolf Fox Reaper, he looks pretty cool. Like, I think even Kane, his slight little variation to his costume looks really dope. Terry and Rock, just, even the designs are basically just the dudes in jeans and cool jackets, like, but they look dope. I think Capcom even trying to do that with like Ed in Street Fighter 6, he still looks boring. Like, I don't know, Capcom just don't cook when it comes to making guy characters. They make really dope female characters though. So we'll see. I wouldn't mind doing Zangief either. So this match is hard as hell. Zangief, this is what I mean when I say like Zangief does everything better than R.Mika, because he just will dog walk you. All his normals just beat hers out. You gotta play like super lame and just very like situational. Like, you can't really do a lot. Got my combo off here. Boom. I love that combo. And then he boom. Air grab super. Like, his range is so crazy. Like, I think it took me like four tries to beat him. Some days I can beat Zangief first try, like no problem. And so that's a little trick with R.Mika. With the computer, if you're able to hit him with a crouching strong and a air recover, if you just time it and walk under him slightly, you can just keep hitting him and it'll keep popping them up. It's not technically an infinite, it's basically just a loop and it's making them guess. Since you can recover out of the air in this game when you get counter hit it. Look at the range on that, bro. The Siberian suplex, he just took half my health, and the air grab he missed. But yeah, you have to fight Zangief super lame, and look, the reach on SPD, so crazy. Right now I'm going in on the drawing, some more details with the line art, the other female character on top of her. It got a little challenging, like that part, like her being hoisted up on her shoulders and then the girl's arm coming around. Like I say, luckily I referenced the photo but Liv Morgan's hair was like all in her face and kind of blocking some of the area. I just kind of had to make the rest up on my own, which is fine. Like, I kind of had an idea with like my artist X-ray vision, I guess, to like kind of see where her arm and like where the hair could lay in and wherever R.Mika's arm could be, because I think the way it looks in the reference photo with Bianca holding her, you can't really see Bianca's other arm that's going around where her neck and face is and all that. So I kind of had to improvise on my own and just kind of make up something, and it looked fine. I mean, you study enough anatomy and you practice enough, like you'll kind of understand where some things need to go. And then I'm just kind of drawing the hair. But yeah, in the photo, the hair was like all over the place because Liv Morgan's got long hair or whatever. Yeah, coloring her after this. So I have the photos next to me of like her official artwork just to kind of know how to draw her uniform or whatever like that. That's what I was using to kind of go off of how I want the uniform to look, since I wasn't referencing actually another R.Mika picture. It was making referencing a different pose and then putting R.Mika's clothes on top of that pose. So I got that picture and then I just kind of got rid of it right there because it's kind of like in the way. And I usually do that sometimes. If I don't look directly at the monitor, sometimes I'll just put the photo into my drawing and kind of just shrink it down enough to where I can just see okay, this is what the boots look like, this is what the pants, the top, whatever character I'm doing a reference for, I'll usually do that. Right now, just working on the boots or the other random jobber. R.Mika's beating up right now. I wanted to do kind of a multi-action piece where I had a bunch of other stuff like, but it's really hard finding like wrestling poses that I could like reference that would show enough of R.Mika's like character and face and outfit. Like there's, you know, you can look at photos, but like the angle's weird where the girl's face is cut off just because it's like a suplex or something like that. So finding good wrestling poses is like really hard. I think that's why I went with the torture rack, because it's like, okay, you can kind of get across the move and what's being done, and then you can also kind of show off the character's face and their personality and their costume and stuff like that. I think that's important. If not, it would have just been like a weird picture of like, I don't know. I should have referenced like a giant swing, because she has a giant swing in Street Fighter 5, which I thought was like a pretty cool move. And I think at that time too, like Cesaro was still in WWE, and he was hitting people with the giant swing, like getting like 20 spins a match and got the crowd into it and stuff like that. That used to be really cool. Right here, finishing up the lines. I'm still getting cooked by Zangief up there, as you can see. But yeah, overall, it was a fun little project. It took a little longer to finish because I forgot my recording phone and my tripod that I use. I literally just bought another phone just to record video off of it. Don't have a SIM or nothing like that in it. Just because it was easier to just set up and carry over with a tripod versus using like a whole camera setup. And I think the one camera I did have, a digital camera, oddly enough, the quality wasn't that good recording the way I'm recording. Anyway, especially with the arcade cabinet, it was the match footage was like not very visible. So I thought just recording on the cell phone was better. There goes Zangief again. Yep, gotta restart. Zangief whooping my ass right now. I hate it, but I don't hate it. I do like Zangief and R.Mika's intros together, because Zangief has like the flashing lights and R.Mika comes in on her little makeshift wrestling ring, and it looks like an actual wrestling match as it's taking place, which I think is dope. It would have been cool for one of them to actually have like a wrestling ring stage. So R.Mika sort of has like a makeshift training wrestling ring. They're like actual like ropes you would use on like a ship. Yeah, that's what she's doing. So I think here I'm finishing up the last little bit of details on R.Mika with the hair. That's always fun to draw. And then boom, now we're going into colors, which I actually just finished this the other day. So just laying down colors now. But yeah, this will be the end of this video, and then of course we'll get a full reveal breakdown. I do beat Zangief here, I believe, and then I beat Balrog because he's easy. Same strategy as Street Fighter 2, just sweep him. And then I do smoke Bison first go, because you only get one chance. You do get an R.Mika ending in this game. I don't think I got the ending with Cammy. I think I got the bad ending with Cammy, because not a Cammy player from last time or whatever. But yeah, that'll be it for this video. Stay tuned for the next one. Not sure what I'm going to do. I'm throwing around some ideas, possibly Guy also. But if I do Guy, I actually want to record it from Final Fight. And I don't have that on the arcade, but I want to go to either Neon Retro Arcade and record it, or go to one of my friends' house who has arcades in their house that might have that. If not, I'll have to get it off the PS5 and just record it that way. But ooh, got the nice splash on Zangief. Finally got rid of him. So yeah, just going over the colors right now, laying down the flat colors, and then as you'll see, typical process, adding the shadows and cleaning up any little lines so that colors don't bleed in the areas that I don't want it to. I want to get better at that, just making sure to like streamline my process a little bit better. As for the background, it's basically a screenshot of the ring from WWE. I got 2K24 right now. I didn't even buy 25. I don't think I care to really just buy a new wrestling game every year. Like, I think 24 is fine. But yeah, I went to create an arena mode, and then you can do the free roam camera, and then that allowed me to get a shot of the wrestling ring. And then I just did some kind of like some little photo manipulation techniques and filters to kind of make it fit my picture or whatever like that. But I wanted her to be in a wrestling ring to give it that authentic, you know, main event feel. So yeah, enjoy the rest of the video, and I will see y'all in the next one. I don't know who I'm going to do, so it'll just be a surprise, I guess, at this point. It could be Strider, it could be Guy, it could be Terry Bogard, could be Rock Howard. I don't know. We'll see. But I appreciate y'all. Hit the like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, and I will see y'all in the next one. Peace.